morning. Okay, I am going to try and talk fast. We'll see how fast you can listen. I have about 30 minutes to do this podcast, and I have about an hour and a half worth of talking. So let's see how fast my oaky lips can move and how fast all of y'all's ears can listen. Okay, October was the first podiversary, and oops, I completely forgot. I never even mentioned it. So there's some fun things and some exciting things going on with Bigfoot, both Bigfoot Fibers and Bigfoot Knitcast. So we're just going to roll through, and you know how it goes over here. You may see kids, you may see dogs, you never know. This is the first anniversary of Bigfoot Fibers, and that's so exciting. This month is February. Also, this is today. Today is my husband's and mine and my husband's grammar. Whew, out the window. Today is our 24th anniversary. So, how exciting is that? So, to celebrate both of those things, there's a great sale going on. Sorry, I think I have wool on my lip. Until the 15th. But in order to find out what the sale is, you have to be a newsletter subscriber. Yes, I know it's dangling a carrot, but it's not that much to pay for a great thing. Okay, so you want to... Blah, blah, blah. Here we go. I always have to have the blah, 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 blah going on with the... Now, we're all over that. I don't edit. You guys and girls all know that. Moving on. So, you want to know what the great sales are? Sign up for the newsletter. January was fun. We had 6 indie dyers that donated yarn for giveaways. Those winners have been notified just so that they wouldn't find out via the podcast, because that kind of stinks, right? I'm a winner. Maybe that's really good. Maybe we should do it that way from now on. So, there was yarn. There was yarn from Yarn Over New York. And that winner was, these are Ravelry names, so they don't make sense. So I'm not mispronouncing names, just Ravelry names. Madge Castine, Majkastine, won the Yarn Over New York yarn. And then the Silkworm Studios yarn, that was won by Amy. Why I didn't write down her Ravelry name, I don't know, but I wrote down Amy. Amy knows, though, because Amy's gotten an email. Yay, for brain power. Ginger Snap Studios, or is it Ginger Snap? Ginger Snap yarn was won by Queen Big Ears. That was me as a kid. My dad actually offered to have my ears, pinned back so they wouldn't be so big as a kid. Talk about trying to give your kid a syndrome, right? Bad Mom Yarns, that winner was B.L. Sailor, and then there was yarn from Arctic Crafts, and the winner was Wizard S. And then Zombie Yarns by Lorna, that winner was Nitty78. Okay, February is just as awesome, but before I get there, I'm going to shove everything else in. Okay, ready? Let me share a few exciting things. And here's my notes, because without them, might as well forget it. All right, here we go. Aside from, that it's my 24th anniversary and that's awesome, at the beginning of this month, there were some exciting things. We had, Bigfoot Fibers had the privilege of being part of the marketplace. And it was an indie marketplace. I'm talking with my hands, but they're down here, so you just see my shoulders going like this, right? At the Loops retreat. So the Loops is my local yarn store, and Shelly held a retreat, and tons of people flew in from all over, and she had 4 wonderful, amazing teachers. They were, and I got a chance to meet them. Ann Budd, Andrew Mowry, Carson Dimmers, and Romy Hill. So... of course, I had to do the selfies, and I had to, you all know how socially awkward I am. I can't talk in front of a camera anyway, so I'm standing there just blabbing on to Ann Budd, and there was nobody in line behind me whenever I walked up. I'm talking with her for 5 or 10 minutes, a long time. The more nervous I get, the more I blab. And there was someone behind me. I don't know how long they'd been there. I finally had to say, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me get out of the way. And then I had to go and stand next to Andrea and just, blah, 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 and stumble over my words. And she was such a sweetheart to say, oh, we'll just be socially awkward together. And I was thinking, just confirmed my worst fears. But anyway, she's my BFF now, and we're going to go on our whirlwind tour. If you want to believe that, I have oceanfront property in Oklahoma. I'd be glad to sell you. No, I'm just kidding. Really, honestly, all the teachers were great, and I was just really sad that I didn't have a chance to go to any of their classes. I was so busy with the marketplace. But truly, Andrea really is as sweet as she seems. And I also got to meet Carson Dimmers, and he bought some of my yarn, and it was just neat. It was just the neatest experience, besides meeting all of the attendees that came, which were really neat ladies, really, really neat ladies. I was really jealous that I didn't get to go in and just kind of be in fellowship with all these knitters. Okay, but that's okay. I got to be part of the marketplace, which was really amazingly out of this world. Okay, moving on. Let's see, where am I at in my notes? Oh, I was just going to mention that, because I am so socially weird, I really, really wanted to say to all of them, hey, let's just all get together, maybe in the hotel lobby or in the hotel bar, and get a glass of wine and sit and knit and sip wine and just talk. And I chickened out. I totally missed my opportunity to just kind of gather them all up and say, hey, let's all just go down here and, party, right? And knitters party, right? And I let it go. So next time, I've already told Carson, and then next time you guys will just all jump in the Bigfoot van, and we'll go to this little speakeasy in downtown Tulsa. It's really cool and chic, and it's in an alley, and you can't get there unless you know where it's at. Anyway, so much fun, and I totally let it just slide because I was just nervous. So there you go. Next time, I will not let that happen. I'll just flub my little way out there and be weird. If they say no, they say no. Okay. What else? Okay, so we're moving along. Page 2 is done. We are. This week's shop update. I have a few skeins of Valentine yarn in this update, and there aren't a ton left. But if you are interested in self-striping sock, let's see if there we go. This is called Cherry Cordial, and it's fun to me because it's inspired by, of course, the candy. But my mother loved cherry cordials, and she died several years ago. So there's just fun little ways that occasionally I find to honor her memory. But anyway, that's what they look like to me. The chocolate and the cherries, I never liked those. And honestly, I really think that's why that's why she liked them, because none of my sister and I didn't like them. Oh, another self-striping yarn that's in this update is called Beach House. And Beach House was inspired by Rena, the slow knitter. Her podcast is the Slow Knitter Podcast. And we started our podcast just right about the same time. We both came out of, the Knit Stars kind of Facebook group, and we were both inspired by all of the wonderful videos we were watching, and we just didn't want the party to end. So we both wound up starting podcasts right there in a row, and she, of course, is not as slow as she lets on. But she's knitting up a storm over there, and the point to that was, she sent me a picture of the beach by her beach house in, I can't remember if it's Florida or Georgia, but it's, right on the Gulf there. And she said, wouldn't this make a cool colorway? So I surprised her and made this, and it really is a cool colorway. So I sent one of those to her. So that's in this update. And then this one also is a Valentine colorway, and it's called Conversation Hearts. Now these, let's see, there we go. These are minis. That's washing it out really bad, isn't it? This is pink with speckles. Just kind of a little, there we go. Little pink speckles. This one is, I'm going to have to adjust the blinds because the sun is now coming in too much. Hang on, look at the books behind me. There we go. Okay, that might be a little bit better. There we go. So sometimes when the west sun is setting, it's just really, really washy-outy. Okay, there we go. So these Conversation Heart Minis are in the shop. They are a mixed bag of colors, just like your favorite Valentine candy, right? The best thing, though, there's no calories with these. I know, I'm really corny. That's okay, I don't mind. I did all those. Bump, bump, bump. Oh, the new thing that's in the shop is Likey Needles. Okay, I haven't gotten these listed yet, but these are, can you see those? Those are zeros. I wanted to try these. I like Magic Loop, and so these are 32-inch fixed needles, and I'm going to try those and let y'all know what I think of them. I'm sure I'm going to love them, though, because I've already been knitting with this set, and I pulled all of these out and just stuck needles. Well, I said that. I stuck needles on the cords, except for those. And because the cords were just, you know, wadded up like that. And I really, these cords are stiff and firm, but I like them. Your yarn slides really smoothly and quickly down there, down that needle, down the cable. The needles are slick. They're not too pointy, which I like high sharps. So I was afraid I wouldn't like these at all, but I do like them. I actually do like them. And this is the 3-inch interchangeable set. And those, I don't have any of those in the shop yet, but I do have the 5-inch interchangeable sets, and I have them in, this is called Indigo. Are those not beautiful? Can you see, whoop, you can't see them if I can't hold them up. Are those not gorgeous? Okay, that looks a little bit wonky to me. And then I also have them in, let me just pull this over here. Oh, and I forgot to mention something. Of course I did. I have them in the regular, what a color is that? The gray denim. I think that's gray denim. I have them in the umber, which is well, this is a beautiful color. Let me just show this to you. And then also, you saw them in the denim. I mean, indigo. This color is a light brown, and it really, umber really is a good descriptive color for this. Let's pull that out of there. These are beautiful. They are darker than the driftwood, but anyway, they're this blondie tan color that are just gorgeous. Okay, moving along. I'm just gonna shove this back over here, get that out of the way. I forgot to mention that I got my book signed by Andrea Mallory and Bud. So here you go. It says, Sheila Happy Knitting. She was probably like, lady, get out of my line. And poor Anne, I know she was. I just have to show you that I really did get them signed. And this is the cutest thing that she says, Sheila, you too can be a sock star. Okay, I'm done fangirling for the moment. Here we go. So I mentioned the Likey needles. In this, in all 3 of these sets, you get, of course, the case, and I also meant to tell you, I'm so close to the camera, I'm like cutting my own head off. That's hilarious. They get 2 thumbs up from me. I wasn't sure I was going to like them, and I ordered them a few months ago, and I wanted to knit something with them, and I have been really, really impressed. I'm a metal needle girl. I like the stiletto tip. I like them really pointy, and I've been impressed with these. So there you go. You get 12 pairs of tips. You get size US 4 to US 17, which is 3.5 millimeter all the way up to 12 millimeter. You get, pardon me, I'm drinking Trader Joe's sparkling water, and why? Why am I drinking sparkling water when I'm doing a podcast? That was like so dumb. You get 5 cords, you get 2 connectors, 4 keys, and 8 stoppers. So it's really a really good deal for needles. Moving on. I did a swap with Trisha I'm going to mispronounce it, Trisha, I'm so sorry, Wattenberger of Joy in the Stitches. She's on Etsy, and she's from Oregon, and this bag, we swapped yarn for bags, And this quilted bag, isn't that gorgeous? There we go. It's got a great gusset there. It is housing my whip that I'm going to show you. I'm not showing you my Comfort Fade Cardi, which I did not get done. Do you see the tears in my eyes? To show Andrea. It's probably a good thing. I'm sure that maybe I would be the only person running up with her going, look at my work in progress. But this is the 3-color cashmere cowl by Joji. So that pattern is by Joji Locatelli. And I am knitting this in yarn from one of the ladies I met at the retreat at the little indie marketplace, and it is Luxe Adorna. It's 100% cashmere. I knew when I walked in the door and her table was set up right there, I was like, oh, holy cow, walk away, walk away, walk away, walk away, don't even look. I've already torn the ball band. Here you go. So it's Luxe Adorna knits, and it is, you see that up there, 100% cashmere. Yes. So my 3-color cashmere cowl really, really, truly is cashmere, and I'm going to have to find a base that has more cashmere in it than 10% because I am really in love with this stuff. It's like we need more yarn, right? But you would think that I wouldn't ever buy anyone else's yarn, but I do. Okay. We talked about that. That was the 3-color cashmere cowl by Joji. Now we're at the fun part. Okay, I'm so glad that I was really like talking fast. I hope you've been able to follow me up to now. Now we're going to talk about the new yarns to give away in the Yarnie Avalanche of goodness. There are, I can't remember how many yarns, but there's several, and a project bag and a traveler's notebook. Okay, guys, this may be the most amazing thing I've ever seen. A breath. I have my cheaters on so that I can actually read once I get there. Okay, for this giveaway, we are going to play on Ravelry. In the Ravelry Bigfoot Knitcast group, you need to pop over there, and I'm sure you have a Ravelry account. Who doesn't have a Ravelry account? But you also need to join the Bigfoot Knitcast group. So don't be a guest in the group. Just join the group. I promise you, well, I can't promise you won't regret it. But it sure is fun to play. So make sure that you're a member of the Bigfoot Knitcast group, and I will start a thread for each of the dyers, the bag, and the notebook. And then what happens is I'll tell you to comment something, and underneath it, let's see, what should I tell you to comment? For each yarn, tell me, answer the question, what project you think you'd like to make. It doesn't have to be a specific pattern. Just, oh, look at that worsted. I'd love to make a hat or mittens or whatever. So just kind of say, and you don't have to stick to it. I'm not going to be the knitting police and come to your house if you don't knit the hat that you said you were going to win if you won. To just give me an idea of what you would knit in each of the yarns. You can enter in underneath each individual thread so that you're entered underneath each dyer. And also, let's see, the Traveler's Notebook. When I explain that one to you, I think you're going to just really be wowed. Tell me how you would use the Traveler's Notebook. And then in the project bag, I want you to tell me what you're going to stick inside of it. So what project or yarn that you're going to let live inside there first. Okay. Now, you know, I'm going to have to go back and rewind this and listen to what I just said. I'm not going to post it in the Ravelry group because I want you to have actually watched the podcast to know how to enter. Okay. And then I'm going to use random.org. It'll pull a number of your comment out, and that's how the winner is generated. And then I'll announce those winners on the next episode. Okay. So the bag. Here we go. Drum roll, please, or rustling plastic instead of drum roll. This bag is by Hikari Handmade, and Hikari is a genius, guys, okay? This bag is the bomb. I know you can't see me back here because there's the bag. Is that not the cutest thing ever? Okay, so I can't tell you the dimensions of it because I don't have a ruler. But here, let's look at this. Look at my clipboard, which is a little bit bigger than, you know, a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And this bag stands up roughly that same height. And then it's roughly the same width, the bottom. So you're looking at a good sized bag that has a beautiful inside, and it's made out of a duck that is really nice, and her lining is firm, and I love a drawstring bag. Okay, they are really my favorite. I rave about them. I can't help it. Okay, so, and then of course there's a little stitch marker and some tea, and you get the idea of all the fun goodies that Hikari has stuck in here. You can find her on Etsy and on Instagram, and she is under both places. Hikari Handmade. On Etsy, she's hikari.handmade. And did I say that on Etsy? On Instagram, she's hikari.handmade on Instagram. And then she's also on Etsy. Okay. I really get tongue-tied. Whoever wins this bag, you are going to love it. I can't tell you how much you're going to love this bag. Okay, and the sloth. It's so cute. Next is the Traveler's Notebook. If you don't know what they are, you should Google them. They're kind of big in the homeschool community, and I don't know that Anne homeschools, but she does make these by hand, and it is the coolest thing ever. Okay, so here you get a good view of this book that she has made. The pages are refillable, or replaceable, I should say, and she made this specifically for knitters. Can you see there's a little pencil that she's tucked in there, and some little graph paper if you want to sketch something. And the very first part of this, oh, I missed this part. There is a pocket. She has put a pocket in here so that you can hold things in there. The very first book in this Traveler's Book is a knitting project journal. You've got a started by, a finished, a started date, by, and finished spot. And let me show you inside these pages. You've got the type of project. You've got, I cannot read backwards and upside down. You've got the name of the pattern, the designer, the yarn. You've got spaces for your washing instructions, your notes, when you started it, a picture of it, your yarn label, if you want to stick your yarn label in there, and a small swatch and yarn sample. Talk about an indispensable resource for yourself. And the book can come out, and you can, when you fill it up, you can put a new one in. It's got a needle inventory on the back side, and it's got some, you know, wraps per inch references for all the different weights. This is an amazing thing. The very next book is a knitting pattern favorites. So inside the knitting pattern favorites, you get the pattern name, yarn, image, and directions, and notes and abbreviations. And then a yarn stash journal. Who among us couldn't use that? This is amazing. Category, maker, name, weight, amount, and you've got 4 journals. So you could get all your stash in there probably. And the next one is a complex knitting row counter. So for those projects that are really a little more difficult, you can use this in a variety of ways, but I envision hashtags, oh my goodness, hash marks. And then you've got another little pocket back here. This is a handmade item. You can't buy this in stores, guys. So, well, how cool is that? I'm so excited. She sent me one and one to give away. I'm so excited about this. Okay, let me tell you about Anne. Let me set this down. Anne is AOR Journals, and she does Traveler's Notebook inserts. AORjournals.com, and you can reach her on AOR Journals. AOR. Why am I having trouble today talking? Because I'm talking too fast. Okay, you can probably read that better than I can say it out loud. And we're not even to the yarn yet. I'm trying to fly. She says about this, the cover is handmade using the same materials that a bookbinder would use. One is yours and the other is to give away. I call them knitting kits. There are pockets for pins, needles, notions, and such. Each booklet or insert has a particular function. The inserts included are a project journal, yarn stash, complex row counter, and a book for keeping your favorite patterns. So there you go. Anne is a really neat person, and I know that as knitters we enjoy handmade things maybe more than the average Jane. I don't know, I do for sure. Okay, and you can find her on Instagram as AOR Journals, and obviously at .com. Okay, here we go. Next, now we're on to the yarn, and my fingers are freezing. I don't know why, so I may have to do some extra squishing. And you know, I'm probably going to butcher names, but I'm going to try. Today, this week, this episode, we have like the international Yarnie goodness. Maybe it's just because it took it a little longer to get here, but we have yarn from Singapore, Hawaii, Canada. Okay. This yarn is from, let me get it all out of here. Sorry. I have to keep it in its package so that I don't lose any of the pieces or parts. This is Blueberry Sparkle. Look at this. No, Blueberry Twist. I'm sorry. But it's on Sparkle Sock yarn. Can you see that? And the name of the yarn is, here we go. Let's try this together. Jackamamo Textiles. Mary Ann Bowes. She lives in Singapore. She's a native New Zealander, but she moved about 10 years ago to Singapore. Her kids are in college in Australia, and she teaches sewing for kids and adults. She's a quilter, a fabric dyer for years, and she just got into dyeing yarn about a year ago. So we've been dyeing about the same time, and she is doing a beautiful job. This is 75 wool, 75% merino, 20% nylon, 5% silver stellina, and it is soft. Okay, there are also some stitch markers in there, and here, I'll show you this. There you go. You can find her on Etsy and Instagram and Facebook. Okay, I'm going to pop that back in there, and we're going to move along. Wouldn't you like to win that? That would be awesome. I'm kind of jealous. Okay, this yarn is from Beloved Yarn, and she is in Hawaii. I cannot tell you which part, and I would mispronounce it. You know I would, even if I did. So her name is Dayan Forrest, and she's belovedyarn.com and Beloved Yarn on Instagram. And this yarn, guys, this is, I believe that the colorway name, I don't do great with names, and I can't read other people's handwriting, not because it's sloppy, but just because I can't. It's Leaves Rustle, Pretend to be Hen. I'm pretty sure that that's what that is. It's DK, and it's merino, cashmere, and nylon. It is just super duper squishy. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Okay, so that's yarn from Hawaii. Did you have any idea that they knit in Hawaii? Let me tell you, they knit in Hawaii, and they knit in Texas and Oklahoma. Moving along, here we go. Next, this is yarn from Cool Cat Fiberworks. This is Carol Borse from Canada, and she sends 2 skeins fingering, and this is merino and bamboo. My hand's in the way. Is that not lovely? That is absolutely lovely. I don't know why. Why do I smell yarn? I don't know. I just do. So this is called Purple Sky, and it's 436 yards fingering weight. And this one is called First Day of Spring, and this is a worsted merino, and it too is lovely. Look at that. Okay, so one lucky winner is going to get that. And Carol sent me a little note, and she said about herself, She's been dyeing for about a year. She's Cool Cat Fiberworks. She gets her inspiration from books and pictures, mostly from nature. The yarns are named after songs. The Worsted Hank is named after, I'm not quite reading this one, and I'm not familiar with the band. It's Gandharvas. I don't know, sorry. And it's, the fingering yarn is named after a song by Kid Rock. That was just great. What was the name of that one again? It's Purple Sky. There you go, by Kid Rock. And she says she doesn't do repeat colorways. She's a mad scientist dyer, but a bit of this, a dash of that, and every skein is unique. So that's really cool. Her shop is coolcatfiberworks.etsy.com. Her Insta is coolcatfiberworks. And Facebook is also Cool Cat Fiberworks. I appreciate when people do that. I do it for myself because I can't keep up. Okay, let's see. I'm reaching. Yeah, forgive me. It's a good thing you can't smell my breath. We're going to have Italian later tonight. Okay, this yarn. Look at this in this bag. It says, "Therapy for You." This is Kyla, and hers is Kyla's Lab. She's from Houston, and you can find her at kylaslab.com. And let's see here. There it is, right there. Kyla's Lab. She's in Katy, Texas, which is just outside of Houston, for those of you that don't know. She's been dyeing for 14 years and selling her hand-dyed yarns for about 4. She's included full skeins and some sample skeins, which are minis. And this is Relax Warmth Worsted Weight, and it's called the Sailor Series. So this is really, really squishy. And then there are some minis in here. We have 1, 2, whoa, hang on, oh, there's more. And they're various and sundry. So there's fingering weight, I think this is also fingering, and some of them are cotton, some of them are superwash merino. One is merino cashmere, one is 100% merino, one is BFL and nylon. So look at those. Okay, my hand is all in the way. I'm sorry. There we go. You can't see them. I'm telling you to look at them, but you can't see them. Let's do them one at a time. Here's this one, which is gorgeous. That's the BFL. This is fingering and merino, and this one is cotton. This is really nice. And fingering weight, merino, and nylon. That's really nice. And this is what her logo looks like, Kyla's Lab. And the last one is the cashmere merino nylon. And that's really nice too. Okay, so you can find her there, and that's a lot of yarn to win. That's a pretty generous gift there, Kyla. And then I also have a a woven bookmark and a mini skein set. Where did I write that down? There it is, from Howard Knit Knacks, and this is Leicester long wool. Why is it that the red button attracts my eye? I'm definitely might be a redneck if, right? There we go. Now you can see that. So that's a woven bookmark, and she sent a picture of their little animals that are on their farm from Howard Knit Knacks Fiber Farm. Okay, and then also I am going to put in to the giveaway a set of the Conversation Mini Hearts. I set those aside and didn't put them in the update so that they would be there to be as a prize. Okay, that's the whole thing. I'm going to skedaddle. I have some behind the scenes videos of me dyeing that I'm probably not going to post this time. I may do something a little different with those, but there we go. I will see you next time, and I can't wait to see who wins.